It's the 9th of August. It's Monday, it's 2 o'clock. Flo's gone to Maraval. She won't be back till Wednesday morning. She's going to see her mother. I am at the back of my house, down at the very end of the field, because they cut the field a few days ago, and I'm down for the first time in a long time, where the place where I used to fly my drone, and I took some film and stuff down here, because it is just such a magic spot here. I'm looking back toward my house and the Parapont place. It's I'm in the shade, so it's cool. The sky is blue. I can see all the way up to the top of Lure, and I realize I can also see Vox Villeneuve. It's just a beautiful spot here. And I realize I haven't been here for a long time, because all the vegetation is slightly changed. We've got the maize field in front here. We've got the yellow of the wheat that's been harvested over on my right hand side, over toward St. Pancras. And it just looks fantastic. Every time I come here, I feel a great sense of peace down here, just in this area. A nice place to stay the night, but I don't know what animals would be coming out of the forest behind me. It's very thick. But it's beautiful. I think what it is, I was saying on the way in, it's kind of like a very large version of the way my garden in Springfield was, if you can imagine, when you'd get to the end of my garden in Springfield and you had the row of trees, and at night the light would shine over the trees, and so there was a blind spot. If you were standing next to the trees, you couldn't be seen from one way. It kind of cast a shadow into the garden. And where I am now, the shadow has been cast in the same direction. And where I am here, it's unlikely there's anybody behind me, because it's just very thick vegetation and thistles and thorns, and unless there's hunters, otherwise there's nobody going to be there. And when I turn around and face toward my house, of course, I could see anybody coming from miles away. And so it feels this. It's the same feeling. It's the same feeling as standing in my garden all those years ago. It's a feeling of peace, and it's a feeling of being hidden somehow from the world, and not just hidden, but it's like I can see them, but they can't see me. It's so it really is a view that if I lived to be 100 instead here, I wouldn't ever get tired of the view. I really love it. Which makes me wonder why I'm thinking about moving away at all. Perhaps I should be focused on doing everything I can to stay and try and find a job. Anyway, I'm going to do lots of recordings today on this 9th of January because Flo's away and I didn't want to stay at home, so I'm out walking, and I plan to do a long walk, perhaps from here to the lake, and perhaps from the lake to the Connemara. A long walk. So I'll see you later. Hello. I don't know how much battery is left here. I'm down to one small bar. I think I'm about to run out, which is kind of strange because I don't remember using this very often lately, but who knows when I put the battery in. So we got a car coming. I got Tuco out with me on the lead, and we're walking this way, Tuco. What do you want to stand in the middle of the road for? This way, over here. Issy. Just let the car go past, yeah? Goodbye. Yeah. We're walking toward... We just went past the olive patch as we head toward the Connemara direction. Obviously not going to Connemara because it's 7 o'clock. And the sun is well across the sky. Probably an hour left of brightness, an hour and a half. Today's the 10th of September. 10th of September already. And we came back, we came back this afternoon around 3 o'clock from our holiday, kind of. Holiday in inverted commas, you know. It was my kind of idea, I guess. To be fair to Flo, it was probably the first thing I've ever kind of organised myself in all the years we've been together, which is pretty terrible. Maybe it's better late than never. But across here, Tuco. I can hear a car, I can't see it. But I did do it all myself. I organised the thing and I picked a particular van and contacted the guy via email and stuff. And then I tried to organise the trip. Had a bit of difficulty with my driving licence, so Flo had to use hers. And so off we went Monday for 5 days, Camargue and Alpi, and I enjoyed it. The van was kind of what I thought it would be, to be honest. It was a really nice little space and tidy as can be. If you wanted it to be that way, you have to work at it a little bit. You could keep it really tidy. And I just liked it. I really could have spent more time in the van. I enjoyed the holiday, and it kind of opened up doors like I thought it would do in terms of, you know, the kind of motivation to travel would be pretty high if I was in a van like that. Took a bit of getting used to driving it, but then you realise it's not really that difficult, and it's a pretty small van. Of course, me and Flo had our moments. I made her nervous because I was nervous driving, and when someone is nervous and they're the ones that are supposed to, they're not supposed to, but they're in a position of kind of keeping an eye on you and telling you if you're making mistakes, that's not a good situation. If they're just rolling their eyes and getting very stressed at every little mistake you make. Flo thinks it'll probably be the last time she does any camping like that. She didn't really enjoy it. But I did. I slept really well nearly every night. And like I say, I just liked that space. I kept thinking if I was on my own in a van like that and I was just kind of very casually driving around, and I don't know, or even spending a couple of weeks in one spot, I think I could do that. I think I could manage it. I think I'd like it. I think you'd have to be actually in it longer to find out, because 5 days wasn't really very much. And now Flo's gone to do a yoga weekend. I'm left with Tuco and Bob. I have Tuco here. And I've been to the Connemara. I drove in, had some chips, bacon, egg, the usual. I'm gonna get back to my... You wanna go back, Tuco? Should we go back? You wanna go forward? You wanna go on, don't you? Allez, let's go back. You don't know where you wanna go. Let's go back to the house. We were gonna go the other way toward the river, and then at the top of the path I thought I saw a couple with the dog, and it might have been Hosanna and her new parents, and I just don't want to meet anyone. That, by the way, is one of the beauties of this van. The fact that you could travel, you just need to stop off and get some food and water. And then you pretty much, you could pretty much park at the side of the road. Okay, you'd need to go to the toilet. It's okay to pee. I've found ways of dealing with peeing, but obviously if you needed to do something other than peeing, you'd need something, some place. But in other ways, you could, you could just stay in this van. You wouldn't really need to. It's just so compact, and everything you need is there. Somewhere I'm trying to give myself that safety net, as Flo calls it. And it's pretty sad maybe that I'm thinking in terms of the safety net being a camper van. But it's better than nothing. It would be better to be living in something like that if push came to shove. There was no alternative. You'd rather be in there, locked up and safe, than sleeping rough. That's my optimistic vision of the future. I'm trying to find ways of not ending up homeless, because I don't see any future for myself. I don't see myself getting a job here. I don't see Flo wanting to be around me anymore. And I don't think there is really anywhere in Ireland to go that I would feel welcome. And I think that would be terrible, to be in a place where you didn't feel that you were wanted. And, every time someone whispers to somebody else, you think it's about you. I wouldn't like to live under that kind of paranoia. Of course, things may change. It'd be nice to listen back to this and say it was all crap, But I don't want to do that, because I've wrote down things saying, hopefully I'll read this back in a few years and it'll be, all turn out well, but it didn't in terms of the drama stuff. Although it is important to state that when things were really rough in Sutherland Avenue, they did nothing but improve after that 1 year or whatever I spent there. Things were never that bad again. That's worth saying. And even after Shawnee and all that alcoholic stuff, things have improved. And so it's possible that I might just be being overly doom and gloom about all this, and that things might be fine. And even if things are fine, I still like the idea of escaping everything in this van for a while. So that's it, 10th of September. I keep thinking of September and saying September, and it's strange. I haven't done many of these audio things, and I think September has kind of caught me by surprise. What's wrong, Tuco? Why do you keep stopping in the middle of the path? September has caught me by surprise. It seems to just have arrived very quickly. And when September comes, then October is around the corner, and Christmas. It's just the way it feels. You know, November and Christmas. Which means the year is pretty much, well, it's going to be over soon enough. And then comes the new year, 2022, and me turning 56. 56. Allez, Tuco. Hey! Ah, don't be a baby. Allez. Be a baby. You're just getting down for the car. Boy. Allez. We're just passing the olives on the way back. And there's a car coming. The part of the path here is quite narrow, so I went down into the olives. Tuco, it's like he didn't want to get his paws wet in the grass. Clung to the path. Tell you, if I was travelling, I would not, no offence, Tuco, but I would not want to bring you with me. Fuck no, no dogs. Dogs are great, but I tell you, they're a fair amount of hassle too. And a dog is not like a cat disappearing that you get over in a week. You really, really get attached to the dog. It becomes like it sounds stupid, but it's like your child. It acts like a child, you know, the dog. And that in itself, that emotional attachment, that fear of anything happening to the dog, that in itself is reasons why I would advise anybody to think twice. It's lovely, but it's also a kind of bit of a burden. You worry about the animal, the dog, the Tuco. Anyway, we're going back now, Tuco, because yeah, that's enough. Those two people seem to still be at the bottom of the path. I'm pretty sure that's maybe Ozana. That's something else I just can't seem to handle it, you know. Meeting people with other dogs, I can't stand it. Flo is fantastic, you know. She sees a person in the distance, and it doesn't matter if there's 3 dogs with them, she'll just release Tuco and march up to meet them all, you know. And is it a male? And as long as it's not a couple of males, that everybody's. Me, I'm like, fuck, if I see somebody quick enough, allez, then I'll do what I just did there. I'll go in the opposite fucking direction rather than run into them. So now I'm getting back toward the post boxes. Oh, you're gonna hear Rita. That's what I have to put up with here every fucking time. Oh God, I won't miss the back of that dog. Stop, Tuco, stop. Anyway, that's it for now. We're heading to the gate here. Over and out.